Victory Duff Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a retrospective review of the interactive romantic comedy film 10 Dates. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about everything under the sun with this game. I have no script written. I'm just going from the top of my head because I love this game so much. I love the format of these games, and I'm just going to be talking about it. I'm speaking as a fan, no matter how blunt or how, aggressive I might sound. I'm speaking as a fan because I truly do love this game. I love the director. I love the writing. I love everything about this, right? So with that said, 10 Dates is a very respectable sequel to 5 Dates. I'm going to say that again because I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. 10 Dates is a really good sequel to the prequel 5 Dates. Now, with that said, in my humble opinion, 5 Dates still blows this film, or I guess video game, whatever you want to call it, completely out of the water. Its characters, its writing, the setting, the realness of it, everything filmed in an iPhone and webcam, and I guess just the characters and how they really kind of make you feel like you're in London. It's just way better than 10 Dates. Now, with that said, this is still a really good game. It is a really good experience. It's a fun time to have, especially if you love movies, if you love romantic comedies, if you, just love talking to people, because that's basically what you're going to do in this. This is a good buy. This is a good experience to have. Now, to get into this, what is 10 Dates? 10 Dates is a interactive film, romantic think of a romantic comedy, right? But you get to choose your character. You get to customize them however you want, whether if it's you want it to be completely like yourself or maybe something else to maybe role play as. And you get to, go on this romantic-ish adventure and find people to date and see if you like them, see if they like you, and progress in tiers in terms of dating, if they want to date you or not, and to trying to have a relationship, at the end of the day. The gameplay to 10 Dates is so much better than 5 Dates that it's not even funny. The way that they use social media to influence the dating scene in London is completely realistic and is absolutely amazing to just watch and to feel immersive into this gameplay. So when you first start the game, you have an option to choose one or two characters to be. You're either going to choose Misha or you're going to choose Ryan. For me personally, I chose Ryan, and most of what I'm going to be saying in this retrospective review is going to be focused on Ryan and his side of things. Although I will talk about Misha and the group of men and that one woman that she dates, which are awful shit. We'll get into it. But for Ryan's character, I'm mostly going to be focusing on that. So you can choose basically almost everything for your personality type in terms of your star sign, your interests, what industry did you work in, your social media pick, and all these picks that you, all these personality traits that you get to pick will really determine who you are paired with. It also determines how people will view you, respect you, and even if they think that you're worth their time. It's really so intricate and so amazingly, layered to the point where it feels almost too real. So it's really awesome to see that the gameplay for 10 Dates got a lot better from its prequel, which I didn't think was possible, but it's absolutely fantastic. Throughout the gameplay, you're going to be on dates with either, women or guys, and there's going to be a time frame if you have that option to react to certain things that they say or to answer questions within the time frame. You could take the time frame off if that's how you want to play it, but I feel like it's the most immersive thing to do if you have a time frame, because they're not just looking at you like, why the hell are you waiting so long? But it's amazing, and I can't get over how well they use social media. There's aspects in the game that after you go on your date or whatever and you meet these girls for the first time, they can choose to give you their social media handle, and that's if they like you enough. Once you get their social media handle, it's almost like you unravel a different layer of their personality and another side of their life through social media. You know, you can see what they like to do for their mental health, how they like to spend their off days, pictures of like family or friends or social life, work life, all this stuff within their social media, and it really impacts the freaking gameplay and if these characters like you or not, how you interact how you interact with the social media settings. For example, like you can, if you like too many pictures or certain kind of pictures from a certain character on your social media, they're gonna call you out on it. During your next date, they're gonna ask, why did you like this picture? Why did you like all my pictures? Or why didn't you like any of my pictures? Like, am I not pretty enough? Am I not this or that? There's so much that goes into this game gameplay wise that it is absolutely amazing. It is fun, and for that in itself, I spent like a good 3 to 4 hours just playing and having fun with that. I feel like it's fair, and also it is not fair to compare 10 dates to 5 dates, because you know, obviously they're in the same universe and you're basically doing the same thing for both games. You're going on these kind of blind dates in a sense to kind of get a feel for a person, right? With that said, to compare them both, and this is a question I really want to ask the director, Paul, because I work in film as well, so I understand this what I'm about to say, but I absolutely fucking hate it. So 10 dates compared to 5 dates, or just in general, really. 10 dates is completely fucking whitewash. It is so whitewashed that is not even funny. And a lot of these characters, you know, whether they're white or they get passed for white or whatever, they are so pale in their complexion, but yet I understand why it's that. And I fucking hate it, because I'm sure this film wouldn't have gotten produced or marketed or financed the way it did if it probably wasn't that, you know, if it probably wasn't as whitewashed as it is. And again, from working in film for so many years, one side of me, I can understand that. Yeah, I guess that's the nature of the beast and it fucking sucks. And the other side of it is just like, God damn, like, can we, first off, it's a problem for me that it's whitewashed like this, because the actual game is based in London, one of the most diverse freaking cities in the entire fucking world. So the fact that I'm going to this random speed dating event, right? Because that's how the game starts off. Either Ryan or Misha are going to get dragged and pulled into this speed dating thing. And you're like, okay, well, I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to meet random people. You would think, after just pulling names out of a hat, I'm going to get 10 random, I guess, looking people. Now, granted, each character that you meet is vastly different from each other. Personality-wise, this game is great. The characters are so intricate and layered and whatever. But in terms of looks, I was expecting something a little bit more. And maybe that's a me problem. Throughout this entire review, I'm going to be saying that. It's a me problem, because there's a lot of things that are going to either hinder your experience or maybe enhance your experience based on your preference and your taste. Completely whitewashed, and I fucking hate that. Now, regardless what that said, I think the casting is fine. I do think there's some great chemistry with most of the actors when they portray each other. Most of the actors when they're on screen or whatever. But again, it's fucking London. Like, why? Maybe I should just let it go. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me that feels that way. So another thing I want to talk about is romantic comedy. Is this a romantic comedy? Yes. I think, sort of, kinda. Again, this might be a me problem. I'm a complete what's the word? I'm a romantic person, or an old romantic, or I forgot what the term is called, but yeah, I love rom-coms. I'm a complete romantic myself, but I did not find this romantic, really. I did not, again, maybe it's a me problem, because I did not have that kind of, I guess, spark or curiosity with a lot of these characters, especially, and again, I'm talking on Ryan's side, a lot of these women, they look great, they're pretty, they're sweet, they're all this stuff, but in terms of their personality and all this stuff, I kind of didn't want to see them again after that first date. And then maybe, and again, that's definitely just me. That's a me problem. but they are beautifully well written. They're all different from each other. They all have this kind of aura about them, whether they're really aggressive, either they're really quiet, or they're really shy, or they're super, abrasive and just really funny. It's great to see so many different range of characters, and they really kind of flesh out the ideal story of it being a romantic comedy in itself. But again, depending on how you build this character, or your character, whether you're Misha or Ryan, this can turn out to be a complete comedy. It can be a romantic comedy, a complete drama, well, not necessarily a complete drama, but definitely like a comedy drama, romantic drama, or anything within that nature. But yes, it's fun times is what I'm trying to say. Get ready for fun times. Okay, so now I have like a bunch of rants that I would just want to go on, and we could just talk about this game. I could talk about this game for hours and hours and hours and hours, because I do love interactive games. But one of the things that really made me feel kind of iffy about it is that it didn't feel like a romantic comedy. I know that there are certain moments that can have you like, oh wow, look at their social media, and like, oh my god, they're interested in me, like they actually want to go on a date with me. There are certain moments that I'm like, yeah, this feels romantic. It can be a romantic comedy, but I feel like with these characters, taking them to the same settings, and we're in London, right? It feels like we're trapped in a small gated community, and it just didn't feel romantic to me. Again, this is a me problem. This is probably a me problem where I didn't really have that spark with a lot of these women. With Tony, I thought she was great. I thought she was really funny. We hit it off well, but I friend zoned her. Like, I friend zoned her so hard. She's basically me with a vagina. So I'm just like, no, I'm kind of okay with that. There's Kathleen, who is just, it is a walking red flag. This woman is a walking red flag. Who the fuck brings up I'm not even gonna spoil it for you. I can't even. Walking red flag. When you see Kathleen, when you go on these speed dating events, right? Because that's how the game starts off. When you go on these speed dating events and you see this woman with this book, run for the hills. Run. Trust me. Just run. Oh my god. Brandy, however, is fucking fantastic and is an amazing character. Again, it's another me problem, because with Brandy, I knew nothing romantic was gonna happen with me and her. We're just too much of polar opposites, but I wanted to spend every single moment with her because she is just fascinating. She's super aggressive, beautiful, knows what she wants, and is not afraid to ask you like tough questions and things of that nature. And I'm like, why does she have such a wall up? Like, I want to know more about her, and she has her wall up for a reason. And discovering this was such a beautiful experience, and she was really kind of the highlight of the dating experience, or at least for me. But it took away the initial first playthrough, because initially she didn't want me. She wants nothing to do with me. She totally judges you based on your fucking career choice, by the way. She's super materialistic, but she's such a fucking interesting character, beautiful human being. I want more of Brandy. I really want more of Brandy. Okay, so I'm gonna just talk about the characters right now, because I have all I have is just like key points written with no script, so I'm just like going straight off the top of my head. So I guess we could just start off with Ryan, who's basically you, which I guess if you're going to talk about Ryan, you might as well talk about Misha, because they're technically the same character. And I don't know if that was like a casting decision, because they kind of do look alike, because I thought they were like brother and sister at first, but it turns out they're just friends. So basically, you can make these two characters whatever you want. You could basically make them you. And I guess instead of talking about those two characters per se, you could just talk about the acting, because I think the casting for those two actors is well done enough to the point where no matter what type of personality you make them have, whether they're aggressive themselves or they love the party or they're just flat out rude, they always cut people off or whatever. These actors do a really good job of being so many different characters throughout this 5 to 10 hour experience that you get to have with dating so many different people. So I commend these actors for that. I like the character Ryan. Misha's like okay. I think Misha's like a completely wasted opportunity, but I'll get to that soon. But Ryan, he's a fine character. Like he's okay, and I only say okay because he's basically whoever you make him to be. So he's kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of like just an instrument to be used. I don't really see him as like a legit character. Now, going off of the rest of the characters, now the women as a whole, and again, I'll get to the men's side of it, but for the women as a whole, for Ryan's side, for when you're dating, these characters are pretty damn interesting. They're pretty interesting, and I fucking hate myself for not having any spark with them. I absolutely hate that. I'm like, it has to be just me, because I don't know. All right, so let's go through it. So you have, first off, the first girl that I was like paired with was Azalea. First off, I am so attracted to women like this look. I absolutely love it, but I can't do that anymore. Like I can't go for those type of women anymore because they hurt me too much in the past. So immediately I was getting like PTSD that I'm like, you're not good. Like you're not good for me. Like I want you, but you're not good. I'm super attracted to you, but I don't know how this is gonna work. Personality wise, Azalea is like really cool. She's really out there, deaf, vegan, all this stuff. She's a very interesting character, and this is all spoil free. But I don't know. I hate that I keep saying this. It's definitely a me problem, right? You have these other characters like Tony, Brandy. Brandy is the best character out of all of them, and I'll get to that soon. And then you have Kathleen, who, oh my fucking god, the biggest red fucking flag of the entire game. Kathleen should not be dating anyone, for the love of God. She needs to just go home and just work on herself for sweet Jesus. Just I can't even listen. I could talk hours about Kathleen's character, but I guess that's a testament to how beautifully written these characters are, that they bring in all their baggage to the table, and I guess they wear their heart on their sleeves a little bit, depending on their character. Maybe they'll give it to you on the first date, maybe they won't, maybe they'll give it to you on the second date or the third date or whatever. It's very interesting, and these characters are pretty well performed by their actors for the most part. Now, with that said, I think, and it sucks too. So here's another thing that I have. Misha's side of the characters. Now I'm like, I'm switching sides, right? I'm switching over to the fence. The men are fucking horrible. These men are awful, and I'm dating this woman who lives in the UK right now, and I'm just like, yo, is this what it's like to date over there? Like, these men, they don't know how to carry a conversation, right? They don't know how to continue it. They don't ask anything about you, as if they don't care. They half-ass everything. It's like they're not even trying. And I'm like, how on earth, like, how are these men expecting to get dates or the women to stay interested if you're treating them like this, if you're not putting in any effort? And the girl that I'm seeing, she's like, yeah, it's like that. It's like that in the UK. And I'm just like, bro. So anyone in America, any man in America, if you're single and you're having trouble finding someone, just move to London, all right? Just move to the UK. Women will literally grab you for asking about their day. They will love you. They will. It was just mind-blowing to see. And I also feel that Misha's dates, besides Hazel, and I'm gonna get to Hazel, Misha's dates were kinda, they were, how can I say this in the right tone? They were really bad, but they felt like it was a complete wasted opportunity. And I felt that Ryan's list of dates were so much better, so much more interesting. And I felt like all the time in terms of writing and developing the characters went towards Ryan's dates, including David. And I'll get to David later, but even David's a really awesome character. And the fact that you get to have like a gay option like that is freaking amazing. And I love that they added that in there. But even, this is how bad I felt for Misha. You know, there was a problem with the cesspool of men when David, the only gay character, or excuse me, male gay character in the game, is the best option for Misha, and it's not even an option for her. That's how bad the dating world is in the UK. When women would have to resort to dating the gay guy in order to feel satisfied. That's how bad it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, the men's side of it is just, I felt no connection towards them when I played as Misha, and I try to make her in the type of character, okay, like, what would I be as a woman? I'm gonna make that for Misha. None of the characters I gelled with, none of them was interesting to me, really. A lot of them were rude. A lot of them were very selfish. It was just not a good experience. Like, it was a fun experience, but not like a good dating experience. Like, it was just exhausting. And I guess that's another testament to how really good the writing is, because one, is very authentic to how dating is like in the UK, and then two, it truly feels like, and again, it depends on your personality, that, holy crap, is it me? Maybe I'm the problem. Like, is it, why can't I find someone? Like, why can't I find a man? Like, it really makes you think that way, and it really is so difficult. The game is kind of difficult, right? The game is pretty difficult to find a date and to continue dating someone, because you don't know if, like, all right, well, should I lie to them? It's like this, tell them I'm liked, or should I be myself, and all this stuff. So kudos to the writing, kudos to the director, Paul. It's just fantastic. So here's another problem. Here's another thing that I have, and it's kind of like a problem it's a freaking problem, because the reason why 5 Dates is a lot better than this game is mostly due to its writing and the characters and the settings that it takes place. 10 Dates is so great with having a lot of characters being completely different from each other, so you can really say that you've dated all different types of people. So you can say you dated all different types of people. Now, the problem with this is that 10 Dates really limits you to getting to know your so-called dating counterpart in the correct environment that it should be in. For an example, like, the reason why 5 Dates was so amazing to me is that when you see someone like a Saffron or a Shayna or even Grace, you see their house, right? You see their home, you see their room, wherever they are, wherever this date is taking place, you see them in an environment that completely fits their personality. Therefore, the date feels a lot more unique. In 10 Dates, no matter where you go, no matter who you're dating, you're going to be going to the same fucking places. You're going to take every date to the pub, right? It's the same pub that you're going to go to. You're going to get the same drink. You're going to go to the same, I guess, cafe little area for your second date. It's just, that was the biggest thing that was hindering this game, right? We're in London. I'm sure there's shit to do. Why can't fucking Tony, as fucking energetic and funny as her character is, why can't she take me on a date that she would love to go to, right? Whether if it's a live sporting event because she loves sports, or maybe it is or to the park, you know, go for a walk or something within that nature that fits her. No, we're going to the pub. We're going to the pub. Same thing for Kathleen's character. She is quiet. She's not quiet. She talks a lot. Well, honestly, a little too damn much, but she's very reserved. She's a brainiac. She spends all her time in the library. She even says she's never been to a nightclub. So that tells you a lot about her personality. And where do we take her on a date? To the pub. It's the same even for Azalea. She tells you she's super into astrology. She's like loves dark makeup and tattoos and is a vegan and all this stuff. That's super exciting, right? It's super interesting. let's go to the pub. let's just go to the pub to meet these, or to know a little bit more about these characters. It's so annoying. It really hinders the fucking experience, but it's still really good, right? And it really clings on the writing of 10 Dates to be superb. The writing and the directing, because that's kind of what a romantic comedy is at its core, right? It's talking heads and chemistry bouncing off of one actor to another. And this show does it really freaking well. Or I said show. This interactive film does it really freaking well. Yeah, the dialogue is freaking amazing. Everything is freaking awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna now just get into the dialogue. I guess the dialogue and the casting. I don't know why I'm like mixing them up, but the dialogue in this game is phenomenal. It's really what drives the game forward. Each actor has a unique chemistry with each other, and it really plays off well. And the dialogue, depending on what options you pick and your personality, again, it's just like conversations can go either way. You can either hitting it really well with the individual that you're paired with, or it can just be a really awkward situation. And again, that is freaking beautiful, and able to write something to make it feel authentically awkward is freaking fantastic. And you just want the date to be over right then and there. And sometimes the option is given, just end the date, because it's so bad, it's so awkward. But when the dates are hitting well and you're finding the chemistry with the right character that you want to mesh with, it is absolutely an amazing experience. I felt that way with Brandy. I felt that way with Azalea. Again, Azalea, I'm so attracted to this woman, but I know she's gonna break my heart. Like I can't do it. I totally got rid of her. I couldn't do it. But Brandy was, again, she's the best character because she was the complete surprise for me in terms of her dialogue, where she has this wall up. She's very materialistic. You know, she likes the high-end things of life, and to kind of get her in an environment and to get her having a conversation to where you can really view her as a, you know, down-to-earth human being, it's a really surreal experience, and it was very amazing, very great. You get that a little bit with 5 Dates. I mean, don't get me wrong, you get that a lot in 5 Dates, sometimes even more than this game, but it's very cool to see it in an actual, I guess seeing them outside their home, right? When you're at a pub or you're at some type of restaurant, which, by the way, same pub, same restaurant. But when you're at these places and you have these authentic conversations, they feel so real. They feel great. Everything just flows so freaking well. Even for David's character, who is the only male gay character, or I guess second if you choose Ryan to be gay. But even when he starts talking to you, and even when your character maybe is not gay, or you didn't even know he was gay, the conversation went so well. He's such a cool guy, and there's just so much to talk about. To even if you have no interest in David or maybe other characters that are gay, you're still gonna talk to them. You're like, hey, we're not into each other, right? That's okay. We can still be mates. We can continue out this conversation and, you know, just enjoy the rest of the day or enjoy the rest of the night. And that's totally an option, and it's fine. And it's totally amazing how this game plays that out to a T. Another thing that I really want to talk about is the actors. And when I say the actors, I'm only going to call out two. I'm only calling out 2 actors for this. And again, this is where I'm kind of like, is the casting really good for this? So the actress who plays Misha and the actress who plays Hazel, because Hazel, I hit my mic. Hazel, I'm going to get to her in a minute. It's my next segment. But Hazel and Misha, I personally feel, and I'm going to ask this question to Paul, who's the director, I feel that it is an actor's responsibility to use their body as an instrument in film to convey whatever you have to convey to make the audience believe that you are the person that you're saying to be. With that said, you can have this option to make Misha bisexual, gay, or whatever you want, right? Because Hazel is a lesbian character in the game. They say that they're into women. However, we never see that they are into women. And that was just very off-putting to me, because I'm like, if you have this attraction to her, why don't you show it? Why don't, like, you're not touching her, you're not doing anything. Because at least, and I have to commend the acting for the characters, or the actors who play the characters, David and Ryan, because they go that distance with each other in terms of their acting capabilities to be like, all right, well, in this scene, our characters are this. They're gay, they love each other, or they're slowly liking each other. Let's show that, let's do that, let's kiss, let's hold hands, like let's do it all, right? And I love that. Absolutely, I cannot describe to you more how much I love that and how important it was for me to see that and to believe that David was this type of character, or Ryan was this type of character that I made him out to be. Misha, not so much. And I don't know if it was, and again, this is a question for the director, Paul. I don't know if it was the actress who said, nah, I don't really want to do that, or maybe I can kind of try and convey it another way, which completely didn't work. I don't know. Or maybe I didn't get far enough in the game to do that. I put at least a good 10 to 12 hours playing this game. Have I watched every single scene from every character? Absolutely not, because it's just a lot. But I have really, really explored this game to a T, and I did not see anything. I've dated Hazel. Hazel has been my favorite character that I personally want to date, which is my next segment. And they didn't have good chemistry. I'm sorry. They just didn't feel like they were attracted to each other. And that's tough. That's tough to, as a viewer and as, you know, someone playing the game, that's just like, okay, well, I want these characters to love each other, but I'm not too sure they really do want to love each other. It's so weird. It's so frustrating. But I guess that's just, I don't know. I guess that's something. That's another reason why 5 Dates is better. Characters completely convey. And although there are no gay characters, there are some bisexual tendencies in the game and conversations that they have, to the point where the actors do act it out. They completely act it out. So again, that's just, I guess that's just another thing that I have against the game. Okay, these are my rants. So I want you all to forgive me. I have a problem, okay? I have a sickness. It might be a sickness. I have a problem that I need to address. I love lesbians. I don't know why I am so attracted to lesbians, and why they always pull me into their aura, or whatever you want to call it, into their magnetic field. I don't know why I gravitated to Hazel so much. When I saw her on that poster, and I'm like, oh my God, who is this woman? She looks like she's gonna go paint me a picture or something. Like, her style, her charisma, personality, everything. Like, I want Hazel. I want Hazel. How devastated I was as Ryan's character when there was no Hazel, and I'm just like, where the fuck is Hazel? And it was only a Misha side of the story. Like, she can only be, I guess, playable through Misha or whatever. It hurt my soul, because immediately I went to Misha to try to discover more about Hazel, and I'm just like, Hazel completely blows a lot of these girls out of the water. Again, I really love Brandy. Brandy's the best character written wise, but I think for me personally, who I'm compatible with is someone who is just not attracted to men, and it broke my heart. It completely broke my heart again and again. This is literally my life story. And yeah, Hazel is just another very interesting character. A little bit over dramatic on how they written her a little bit towards the end, but very sad that I couldn't romance her as Ryan. Very, very sad. She could have at least been bisexual. I mean, come on. Like, whatever. But loved her social media. Love her, all her sides of the game. More rants that I have is, okay, first off, the biggest opportunity ever was wasted with Misha's character. Misha is the biggest fucking waste of disappointment that I've ever seen in one of an interactive game. Paul, the director, I hope you're listening to this. Why on earth was there never an opportunity or never anything in this game where I could choose as Ryan to date my best friend Misha. That is literally romantic comedy 101, where the best friend is revealed to be the love interest, right? I feel like, and again, this is a me problem. This is more likely a me problem. When I was Ryan and I was going through these dates, I'm like, man, I'm not hitting it off with her. I'm not hitting it off with her. Like, I just feel like these women are not for me. And at the end of every single date, Misha is there. She's there to kind of like be my life coach. She's like, hey, you're doing fine. Don't worry. Don't stress out. She's doing this. She's cracking jokes on me. She's laughing at my jokes. She's doing this. And I'm like, you know what? Why can't I date you? Like, we have good chemistry, right? We've known each other for a while. We love being around each other. We are practically dating, right? We hang out all the time and all this shit. Like, why is this not a fucking option? Like, it makes no damn sense. Like, that is a complete wasted opportunity, because after finishing Misha's playthrough, I just felt that, well, one, I don't see her with any of these guys. Like, absolutely none of them. I don't really see her with Hazel either. And again, I guess that's just the acting between those two actresses, because they didn't really have chemistry at all. And they kind of just forced it a little bit to be like, yeah, we're gay, we're woohoo. Like, no. There's no intimate touching. There's no anything. They're just talking, and the chemistry was just off. It just felt very off. So yeah, very wasted opportunity. Misha should have been a lovable character, and as for if you're Misha, Ryan should have been a lovable character for an option as well. So to make you think about it, when you are whoever you pick, whether if you pick Ryan, you pick Misha, the Ryan and Misha, you're opposite of the character you are completely useless. they're just completely useless. They just talk to you every now and again, and then they just say something that's trying to be funny, and then they just disappear. Like, you're not helping, you're not anything. If you really want to help me, you would fucking date me yourself. Like, that's how I feel. Okay, I don't think I have any more rants. I feel like I could talk about this game for hours and hours and hours, but like, I'm losing my voice at this point because there's so much that this game has to offer. There's so much that this game talks about. This game is beautifully written. It's well shot. The lighting and everything is very well shot. I fucking hate that there's only a few locations to really go to, which again, from the production side, I understand the practicality of it, right? It's practical, right? To film in these same locations, just dress them up different and try to pretend like it's a whole nother spot. I get it. I fucking hate it. 10 Dates is a very respectable sequel to 5 Dates. 5 Dates is still superior in every sense of the form, but if you love interactive films, if you love romantic comedies, if you just love films all together, you're gonna have fun with this. You're completely gonna have fun with this. The replay value of 10 Dates is out of this world. There's no way you can play this game a complete run through once and not pick it up again immediately and be like, okay, well, what would have happened if I would have said this? Or what would have happened if we actually would have went on a third date? Or maybe go on another date with this girl, or maybe this guy. It is a complete what if of a game in terms of the possibilities are endless of what can happen. Now, again, it really hinders me because it's just like, again, it's probably a me problem, but it just, this is not a romantic game. I feel like it's not a romantic game, mostly just because of the characters I just didn't mesh with. And again, that doesn't mean they're bad characters at all. It's just a lot of them I would see as friends, and a lot of them, Kathleen, I would say you need help. Seek help. First, Kathleen, this is another rant I'm going on. This woman needs help, right? She comes off as nice, a bookworm at first, and then slowly but surely she tells you she has problems. She tells you that, hey, yeah, I'm kind of looking, well, I'm not even going to spoil it. 10 Days is a really fun game. You should buy it. It is a respectable sequel, a really good sequel. I will continue to play it all throughout the year. But I love 5 Dates even more. That's my story.